Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to today's edition of the Our America channel. My name is Thornton Prayer. I'm a citizen, a patriot, and I care very deeply about our country. Today, I'd like to talk about something I think is very important, and that is what I'm going to call courageous conversations. You see, we have in our country the principle of the First Amendment, free speech, and we have a lot of controversy, if you want to call that, about political correctness. And I think about these things a lot. I believe in the principles of free speech, of course, and I understand why people both agree and disagree about political correctness. But what I'm going to argue right now is that I wonder if we, you and I, are willing to have what I'm going to call courageous conversations, which is to tell the truth about everything in the spirit of trying to solve our problems as opposed to trying to attack each other. See, I think one of the reasons why people don't like political correctness is because they either perceive it as an attack or they use it as an attack. But by the same token, the reason why political correctness came into existence in the first place is because there are people who wanted to attack people verbally and then didn't want to be called out for it. So, everyone wants to have it both ways, and that is that everyone wants to be able to spit, I'm going to say in the literal sense, well, not literally, but in the verbal sense. People want to spit on other people and then be completely unchallenged about that. But the flip side of that is that no one wants to say something like, I made a mistake, or what you did is inappropriate or even immoral. No one wants to hear that. It's really easy to talk junk and to trash other people. Why do we know this? Because it happens all the time. Our entire media ecosystem is wrapped around that. And we see certain politicians, I don't need to name them because they're all over the map, they're all over the board. Democrat and Republican, conservative and liberal, so I'm not trying to single anybody out. But let's be honest. We have a lot of people, political people, social people, elites of various kinds, who are just talking all sorts of noise about other people. But then when people try to push back, somehow that's immoral. And I'm saying we want to be courageous about things. When I say having courageous conversations, it's a two-way street. To be willing to say what you see about what's going on, but also to listen, which is what's missing in our country, to listen to what other people have to say. People think the First Amendment means that I can spew whatever I want, but then I can't hear anything I don't want. Well, that's child's play. And one of the things I've heard other people say about the United States, and I tend to agree with this, is that we have an adolescent culture, and that adolescence, that immaturity, is wrapped around the desire to have things go one way, my way or the highway, and just say whatever I can about other people. I mean, if I use an expletive or an epithet to attack someone and then go, whoa, 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 when they push back, that's on me. That's not on them. But what we see is this desire, and I'm saying it's across the board, all over our country, to be able to spit on other people using words and then say, oh, what's the problem? The problem's with you. That's a joke. People say the United States is a moral nation. I'm going to say we're not. We're not a moral nation when we allow this kind of stuff. Let me be clear. I'm not advocating that people not say what they believe. What I am saying is that if you're going to speak up about people, there are going to be consequences of that. And to have the desire that you can say whatever you want and no one can say anything in response is child's play. It's immature. We have an immature society, I believe. And if we want to have a mature society where we can solve our mutual problems, because we have mutual problems, then we have to be willing to get past these desires to laugh at other people, to call people names, epithets, and insults in order to do the right thing. I've been in the corporate world before, and I saw this happen from time to time, where people would insult customers to their faces sometimes, and then wonder why the customer left. Well, gee, I don't know. Same thing in marriages and relationships. People attack their spouses, call them all sorts of names, and then when the spouse leaves, goes, what happened? I know what happened. They got tired of it. So what we're seeing in the United States today is this big cultural and political divide where everyone's just throwing rhetorical and verbal bombs at each other, and then no one seems to have the willingness to say, maybe I don't need to throw these bombs. Maybe there's something more important to do here. Again, if you get wrapped up in all the media, be it right-wing radio-based media or left-wing media of some type, and note again, I'm not trying to single anybody out, but all I'm simply saying, if you get caught up in that sort of drama And that noise, that's fine. I understand it makes you feel good and it makes you feel righteous and it's fun even. But at the end of the day, it's not solving anything, and in fact, it's making things worse. Now, the purpose of this channel is to try to open a dialogue because my goal again is to try to pull this country together so we can solve our problems that are affecting all of us. With that in mind, please feel free to leave comments, thoughts, suggestions below. I'll wrap up here. This is today's edition of the Our America channel. Thank you for watching.